Good morning, everyone. This is Julie McDonald with Microcom Technologies, and I'd like to thank all of you for attending today's webinar with TP-Link. Today's host is Vincent Tu, and he is their Senior Project Manager and will be presenting today. If anyone has any questions, please submit them in the question box, and Vincent will answer them at the end of today's presentation. Vincent, I am finished for now. So happy to have you with us today. Please go ahead and take it on over.
Yeah, thank you very much, Julie, and thank you for the chance that for the presentation. And good morning, everyone. My name is Vincent Tu, the Senior Product Manager with TP-Link. In today's webinar, we're going to update the latest product information as well as the supply chain status for the TP-Link. During the supply chain shortage, we're working hard to keep all the inventory available through the long-term partner like Microcom. If you have any availability issue, please contact with Microcom. The product updates are mainly focused on the hot-selling Wi-Fi 6 access points and the multi-gig switches. However, if you have any question on any of the product, you're welcome to raise your question in Q&A section. So first things first, about the TP-Link. TP-Link's product strategy is focused on the customer satisfaction. We put all the efforts to the resources to guarantee the customer is satisfied with our product. We probably are not the pioneer for all the aspects or the technology, but we are focused on make the customer happy, you happy with the product quality, price, delivery, availability, and the services. And for the services, all SMB indoor products come with the limited lifetime warranty, and outdoor product with 2 years warranty. And the limited lifetime warranty is to guarantee the perfect parts and labors from the manufacturing. And for the service that we provide the live support through the phone call, web chats, and emails. You can talk with us for the product quality, troubleshooting, and network planning, all kind of issues instantly. And if you are our partner, you can have the direct access for the marketing material and some other sales tools as well. And TP-Link was the #1 router, SOHO router manufacturer for the past 10 years. This rank is very important, especially for now. And we're having the best buying power for all the parts that are available in the market. If there's any material available, we're the top of the list that getting all the material and supplying to you. So for the models that were available, you can place the order, and we can process the shipment tomorrow. And all of our Wi-Fi 6 EAP 660 and 620, they're available in the market for a year, and it will keep available from now and at least until end of this year. And 610 and 615 wall are newly available. They're on the Los Angeles port, and it will be available in the channel anytime when it released. And Wi-Fi 5 to EAP 245, 225 are traditional, the most popular access point. They will be available if you're ordering them. For the switches, we do have the tension on the supply for the switches, that we're focused to put all the material on guarantee you have the 5, 8, and 16 ports of the switches. For the switches on the 24 port and 48 port, you still can place the order, but you have to expect a little bit more lead time on those switches. gateway, it is available anytime. And for some of the Soho products, if you are buying Soho product from TP-Link and the product on the list, you don't have to worry. They are available in our warehouse. Okay, so let's talk about the products. The TP-Link was established in 1996 and going to the international market, including the United States in 2005. And from that on, we're selling the Soho and SMB products. And nowadays, a lot of people are saying, oh, I didn't know that the TP-Link is selling the SMB product, but we're in the market for a while. And starting from 2014, that our first generation of the center control business wireless product is delivered to the market. And in 2016, this system evolved into the Omada wireless system. And in 2017, we add the switch into the system and become the Omada SDN system. So traditionally, the SMB product, we provide a router and switch that is running on the standalone mode. Just in the 2017, we add the controller feature and become part of the Omada Cloud SDN product. And as well, for the outdoor product, we provide point-to-point bridge and as well as a CPE. So just rephrase again, what is Omada SDN? Omada SDN is a controller-based business network system, including the indoor and outdoor access points, network switch, and the firewall or the gateway. And it can centrally control by a controller. You don't have to visit the device one by one. It can be central controlled by the controller. And it can be accessed through the web GUI or the mobile app on your mobile phone. You can just access the system anytime and anywhere. And speaking about the types of the controller, there are mainly 3 types of a controller for the Omada SDN. You can purchase the hardware controller OC200 supporting up to hundreds of the access points through Microcom, or the OT300 up to 500 of the access point. If you have the larger scale, you want to support more sites and more of the devices, you can download the free software. Of course, you have to prepare the computer yourself. You can install the software on your computer. The software itself is free, not only free for use and free for upgrade, and it can handle up to 1,500 of the clients. And by this month, next week, that we're announcing the cloud-based controller. That means that you don't have to worry about any kind of controller, the software or hardware. The TP-Link will handle it for you. So with all the controller has the same networking features, but the cloud-based controller, because the controller was hosted by the TP-Link and as well as the backend, so it will have the extra feature for the artificial intelligence to do the channel selection and the power adjustment for the wireless networking, as well as it will enable the zero-touch provisioning to lower down your truckload cost. If you have the SDN controller nowadays, and the latest version today is 4.4.4. And by next week, we're going to have a major change for a version upgrade to the 5.0. For the 5.0, the major change will be the cloud-based controller, as well as that we're improving the security feature with the 2-factor authentication and some other feature improvements. So that is the major update. It is going to happening next week. And within 2021, we do have another major update. It will happen in the December, and it will adding up the wireless heat map, network report, personal pre-share key, and some other mobile features. And all the updates and upgrades are free to you. And please watch closely that for our releases. Okay, about the wireless access points. A lot of people still thinking about the Wi-Fi 6 is the technology for tomorrow because the supporting of the clients. And actually, on this week or this month, the Qualcomm just announced that they're going to support the full stream dual band simultaneous that delivers the simultaneous connection to the access point. That enables the single client can use the multi-user MIMO at the same time. Let me explain that a little bit more clear. That in before, the single access point using the MU MIMO can connect to multiple clients at the same time. But each client can connect to a single access point at the same time. But the new Qualcomm supporting, it can divide it the same wireless adapter on the computer become two radio stream connecting to the same access point as a multi-user and broaden the bandwidth. And it is coming available in Windows 11 and their mobile chipset on the Fast Connect 6900 series. That means that if you have the Qualcomm adapter and within Windows 11, you can enjoy the multi-user MIMO on the same desktop. So let's talk about more about the standard evolutions. The Wi-Fi was coming from the 802.11b until the 11n to the AC to the AX, and then we're renaming it to the Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 5, Wi-Fi even more. And from the most significant difference from the 802.11n to 11AC is that it improved a lot of communication features on the 5 gigahertz band. So it makes the theoretical bandwidth jump from 600 megabits per second to 6.9 gigabits. And for from 11AC to 11AX, it has a lot of underneath change with the modulation, with the subcarrier, and the most significant change is the multi-user MIMO. Starting from the 11AC, one access point can speak to the multiple client, but it is just one direction. And for the L2.11ax, you can have the two-way of the multi-user MIMO and to broaden your bandwidth. And this is the technology of today that you can enjoy it. And the Wi-Fi 6 technology is in the market for over 2 years, and our Soho product in the market was over 2 years, and the SMB product over 1 year. So it is a very stable technology today. And furthermore, that the 6 gigahertz band was open, and people are adapting the Wi-Fi 6 technology to the 6 gigahertz band, and we call it Wi-Fi 6E. And because of the newly available 6 gigahertz band, and there's more things that we can do fine-tuned to utilize this band. So the task force is going to develop the Wi-Fi 7, and that is the tomorrow's technology will be available in starting from 2024. But for today, the Wi-Fi 6 and Wi-Fi 6E is the technology that is already mature and can be used today. And this chart explains the spectrums that in traditional 2.4 gigahertz band, you have three non-overlapping 20 megahertz channels that you can use. And until the 11AC, you can use the 5 gigahertz. You can have 25 of the channel that you can use. And until the 6 gigahertz, it opens up additional 59 of the channels. So there's a lot of spaces that we can use. Today, we just use the 11AX technology running on the 6 gigahertz, and the speed is going to boost up because of the free space. And later on in 2024, we're going to enjoy further improvement with the underneath technology change. And what in reality that TP-Link support for the Wi-Fi 6? We're starting from the EAP 660. It is a AX 3600 access point and EAP 2620 HD, and it is a AX 1800 access point. Both models are in the market for over a year, and they're selling good, and the response from the market is pretty good as well. And starting from those two models, we are developing one entry level of the access point on the Wi-Fi 6. That is the EAP 610. They both have the 1800 speed, but 620 is a high density access point and 610 is not. With the high density, the 620 can support up to 1,000 of the simultaneous association of the clients, and 610 can support up to 300s. So it depends on the situation that you have. It is high density or not. You can choose either 620 or 610 for your need. And as mentioned, that 610 is on the Los Angeles port and is going to be available anytime when it's released. And with the same platform, with the EAP 610, we use this different housing to make it the in-wall access point that we name it EAP 615 wall and the EAP 610 outdoor. They have the similar performance, the same platform, but different housing. For the higher, better performance one, our next step is going to provide the AX 3000. And we're naming it EAP 650, the same comparison from 620 to 610, and 650 is follow the steps from the 660, and the performance will be AX 3000, and the sample is available in December, and the product availability will be the first quarter of the next year. And the same platform is going to have the outdoor and in-wall version as well. And furthermore, more performance that we're going to develop the AX 5400, 6600, and 11,000 access points. The EAP 670 is still on the dual band, just faster speed, and 680E HD and 690E HD. It will adapt the 6 gigahertz band for the communication. That is mainly for the mesh communication. You don't have to worry about that if you have the 6E client or not. It's mainly for designed for the mesh networking. So it will make you more flexible in the wireless deployment. And EAP 680 EHD will be tri-band, and 690 EHD will be quadruband. This is our approach from now to end of this year and next year. So all the Wi-Fi 6 access point is going beyond the 1 gigabit. And how about the switches? Let's refresh that what TP-Link provide the switches. We do have the unmanaged switch, and some of the unmanaged switch, they're not dumb. They do have the QoS feature and IGMP snooping feature. And adding on top of those feature with the VLAN feature and the bandwidth control, cable diagnostic, port mirror, and loop prevention, and we call it the Easy Smart. And on top of that, we adding up the voice VLAN, radius, static routing, ACL feature, and we call it Smart. And on top of that, we add in some ISP monitoring feature and the extra console port on the switch, and we call it the managed switch. And both smart switch and the managed switch can be controlled by the Omada controller. So we call it Omada switch as well. And all four types of switch has a PoE and non-PoE version. So this is the list that is the Omada switches. That means they're either the smart switch or the managed switch, and they can work as standalone. You don't have to worry about to have a control on site, or they can control by the controller. That is easier for you to manage the network. And we do have the 8, 16, 24, and 48 ports for the gigabit switch, PoE or non-PoE. And more than that, we do have the 24 port gigabit access ports switch with 10 gigabit uplink, and we're going to have the 48 port with the 10 gigabit uplink. And to support the Wi-Fi 6, for example, the EAP 660 that is selling right now, it does come with the 2.5 gigabits of the Ethernet. And this one is the 8-port 2.5 gigabit Ethernet. It is a PoE Ethernet. So you can power on the EAP 660 and supporting the over 1 gig Ethernet networking. And for the aggregation, now we provide the 10 gigabit fiber switches. You can just connect the 10 gigabit to all the switches that we provide. So for the Omada SDN, it is a very good solution for owning one solution. You don't have to worry about the license fee. You don't have to worry about the monthly fee. And when you purchase the controller and switch and the access point, and you can just enjoy it. You don't have to worry about additional fee. And they do come with the lifetime warranty, and the quality is guaranteed. And if you feel like to have some support in the model selections or how to plan your installation, and you want to have some assistance on the wireless survey, either it's virtual or the physical, or after your installation you want to do some troubleshooting, and we do provide the live chat or the email or the phone call support, and you can use that, no problem. And this is the situation right now. that you have in the gigabit, and why we're going forward more than 1 gigabit. One of the one of the most important reason is that the pandemic make the situation change. So after the pandemic, a couple of the trend is there, and more audio and video traffic is going to be on the switch or over the wireless. Either you're going to have a more video conferencing. When we go back to the office, you you don't want just one meeting room has the feature of the video conferencing. You want all the meeting room has the video conferencing feature. Not only talk with the remote employee, but also talk with the customers. And other than the video conferencing, more and more material, for example, the user's installation guide or the help guide, they're from the PDF to the video, and more audio and video product is going to be used nowadays. And of course, the social media, you're going to post more video, post more audio and short clips. That is the demanding that is happening right now. And after pandemic, when you go to the restaurant, when you when you when you go shopping, either is shopping online or pick up curbside, more demand on the touchless transactions. It's not going away. And nowadays the employment status is difficult, and we do need less people to operate the same space, to operate the same business. So you need to have the smart assistant for example, for the business automation to raise up the efficiency of the worker in the office. And of course, when you have more employee or the customer working remotely, you are more rely on the cloud storage and how to leverage the cloud storage and on your on-site resources. That is the challenge that we're facing right now and in the future. So why 2.5 gig? Most of course you can upgrade the gigabit fabric up to the 10 gigabit one step. You can save your worries, but the 10 gigabit networking require the Cat 6A cable, and most of the time that in the business we do have the Cat 5e cable inside. So 2.5 gigabit backbone is more reasonable for your upgrade because you don't have to change the cable, and there are more content that we need. The traditional phone camera, the more and more IoT to support the business automation, and more content for the video conferencing or the video material. Or if you are the retail or the business, you want to have the distributed music, and of course you can do it separately, individual with the gigabit network. But the other choice is that you can use the better 2.5 gig of the networking as a hybrid network. So more than 2.5 gig of the fabric, that 10 gigabit is another situation of the local office that will be need. So our plan is not only develop the 2.5 gig of the access, but also the 10 gig of the access. And for the aggregation, we're eyeing on the 25 and 100 gig of the aggregation. Why? Because the audio and video content is more and more prevalent. Of course, if you're working a single as a single influencer, you can just use your USB drive and doing all the video things. But if you have a team, you have to collaborate. You have to use some storage kind of NAS or even the Sense. And for the Sense, you have to use the 25 gig or 100 gig of the aggregation to support the Sense. That is the direction that TP-Link is going to support more and more prevalent video situation over the office or the workshops. And at the same time, to support the cloud storage, we're going to put the features connecting to the cloud backup on our layer 3 switches. So that is the future and our roadmap, our eyes, our intention. So next one, for the gateway. Today, ER605 and ER7206 are the two router available today. You can purchase through Microcom today. And they are having the same feature, but the different CPU power and memory performance. And 605 is good for 10 people, less than 10 people. And 7206 can handle more. You can handle 30 or 50 of the people. When I say people, is that if you have 10 people for the remote VPN connections, or the 30 or 50 of the remote connections. So you can choose the ER605 or ER7206. Feature-wise, they are the same. And furthermore, we're going to have the ER8411, the same that the sample is going to be available in December, and product will be available in the first quarter of 22. And most of the features are the same, but it has the 10 gigabit for the WAN and for the LAN, and the throughput as well. So that is the product update for the Omada system, and some of business update from the TP-Link. So back to you, Judy.
Thank you very much, Vincent, for that wonderful presentation. And we do have some questions for you. Let's get started with the first one.
Yes.
Question here. Okay. What are the changes with the cloud-based controller? Can you tell us about the actual changes?
Okay. So for the network managed part, they're all the same, from the hardware controller to the software controller to the cloud-based controller. The only difference is how to handle the controller. The hardware controller, you buy the hardware, you have it, and you power it on, you can use it. And the software controller, you have to prepare the computer so you can install. For the cloud-based controller, you don't have to worry about where or how you install the controller. We TP-Link prepare it for you. You just subscribe an account and just log in it, and you can use it. And the way to use the controller, they are all the same, from the software controller to hardware controller to a cloud controller. And even further, they're based on the site-based configuration. You can move the site. The site is probably one retail location or one office. You can move it from from hardware controller to software controller to the cloud-based controller, as well as you can just move it from the cloud-based controller to the hardware controller. Either way.
Great. Thank you so much for that, Vincent. And all this, you talked about the controllers, and thank you for discussing the changes. Can you tell us again how many different controllers are there?
3 types of the controller. For the hardware controller, we have 2 models of the hardware controller. The feature is the same, but the capacity to control the device is different.
Thank you so much, Vincent. Next question here for you. when is 6 gigahertz band coming out?
It is already available in our Soho products today. You can just buy it from over the shelf. It is available right now. And for the business product, business access point, you are going to see in the second quarter of next year available.
Great. Thank you so much for that. Next question here. Regarding cloud management, is there fees associated with that?
Okay, so there are two tiers of the cloud service that we provide. If you have the hardware controller or the software controller, we do have the free cloud service that can connect you with your mobile phone to the controller, either it's software or hardware. For the cloud-based controller, there's a subscription fee because we have to maintain the computing power and the memory for you. And so there is annual subscription fee.
Excellent. Thank you, Vincent, for that. Next question here for you. Regarding the apps, are they MIMO? Does that make sense?
The app is only doing the control for access to the controller and make the management. The MIMO itself is the performance on the access point, so it's a different idea.
I see. Thank you so much. Next question here for you. Regarding products being delivered, so many of us are experiencing some delays. I know you mentioned items being available early next year. Can we count on something like that, or can you talk about that further?
Yeah, sure. The schedule I presented on the presentation is already adjusted, so they are already. You can count on those numbers. For example, for the 610, it's supposed to be here today, but because of the congestion of the port, it will be available maybe 2 weeks later. And for the auto model, it will be our original schedule is that they're going to available in December, but in the presentation I put it in the next year because those considerations are already in the calculation.
Thank you so much for that, Vincent. Next question here for you. Does TP-Link offer any type of training or certification courses that we could perhaps look at? Maybe they're listed on your website.
We do provide the training, and we are working on the certifications. So if you are our partner, you can ask Microcom through Microcom or directly to us, and we can make the presentation or training for you. And for the certification, we're developing the certification path. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Vincent, for answering all those questions for us today. And thank you to everyone for attending this webinar. And if anyone has any further questions, please feel free to contact your sales rep or email us at sales@microcomtech.com. And if you wish to view any of the products mentioned or shown today, please visit us at www.microcom.us. Please remember, this webinar presentation has been recorded and will be uploaded to our Microcom YouTube channel so you can view it again. Vincent, thank you so much for all of your valuable information and your time in sharing all of this with us today. Until next time, everybody have a fantastic day.
Yeah, thank you, Julie, and thank you, everyone.
You're welcome. Bye-bye now.
Bye.